What's going on, everybody? We're back with another wonderful top 8 deck profile, and I have Mr.
Carlos Barroso.
And you finished what again at Prodigy Games Regional?
Top 8,
sixth place?
Yeah.
So you was playing the spiciest deck. Nah, I'm just kidding. You're what did you play?
Not the spiciest, but best deck. Danger Tearlaments.
And I've played with you at locals for a long time now, and you've been just with the deck grinding out. How do you feel with it?
The deck's insane. Like, it just has the highest ceiling. It just has too many extenders, and the only problems of the deck are just Dweller, Shifter, and Floodgates. But you can mitigate some of them in some scenarios.
Okay. Now, any shoutouts before we get into the list?
Yes. First, shoutouts to Herman for being the original creator of the idea. To Andy, because he has helped me a ton, exchanging ideas, trading lists. He has helped me a lot, so big shout outs to him. To Joseph for testing with me a lot too, like almost every day. To Bon and Danny for letting me borrow a couple cards. To Gio for convincing me to play Plex Predator. It's insane, but I'll show you guys that.
Alright, so let's get into it.
Yeah. We have the guaranteed dangers. There's people that cut Tsuchinoko, but this card's insane. It's just a guaranteed name for curious. You have to play it, and in this version the level 3 is also relevant, so yeah. One Chupacabra. This is kind of the worst one to start with, but you need the level 4 for Jack, and once you start playing, this becomes a guaranteed danger too, so that's very good. And I also play 2 Bigfoots. I don't like Mothman. I feel like Mothman, it's a card that you just never want to activate. I don't want my opponents to get the chance to draw a nib on me, or just if it's a mirror match, if it's blind, I will never use the effect. So it's just a bad card in my opinion. Whereas this can deal with Floodgates, and if I open Super Poly plus Bigfoot, it's just insane. So yeah. I also wanted to have more guaranteed extenders, so I played 3 Telly with Frankenderp.
Ooh, Frankenderp.
Yes, this is better than a danger, because any danger reduces your hand from 5 to 4, whereas if you resolve this, you still have 5 in hand. It's a different typing for Curious, and it's also level 3, which matters a lot for the Strudo. Let me show you real quick, just so all of this makes sense. The end board of this deck is Elf with Griffin, Dweller, you have Kaleido in the middle, and you have Eradicator in this set, right?
So that's the ideal.
Yeah, this is the ideal ember. So if I end like this, I have to tree with the Kaleido with the Eradicator to call spells. So they have no spells, no field, no grave, and I have a way to trigger Magiers, right? But you never really want to tree with this card. This card's so good, and it plays around Nib to have this on the board. So you just never want to tree with it. So I was like, this is a copium idea, but I was like, what if I play Chaos Ruler in this version? Because in theory, Chaos Ruler, it's a different typing for Curious. It gives me a card back. I don't even care about the millings and the combo and the extender part of it, but it gives me a card back to pitch with this. So this is always free. And when this is in the grave, I can banish Curious because it's a light to special summon itself, and now I can tree with this. And this
free body.
Yeah, and this board doesn't die to Super Poly because this cannot be used as a fusion material. They're all different types and attributes and whatever. So they just cannot Super Poly this field. I just get rid of the spells, and again, they can't do anything. So yeah, that's pretty much the ideal end board of the deck, and that's why I wanted to have level 3s, so I can make this a level 4. And there are plenty of ways to do that. Like, you can target Kid Talos and this becomes 2 to synchro with Garura. You can target like Garura and synchro with this. There's too many bridges to get into the ruler. I put Plex Predator. On testing, this was Krebons, because it happens a lot that you draw with a danger or with Garura into Italy, and having the access to Krebons is very good. But in reality, this is just a better card, and the revive effect just comes up from time to time, so it's just better. All this to get into Snow. This card's insane. And yeah, these are pretty much the extenders, the names. You have to play 12. Especially this, you should never cut this, because having 3 of this means that you get to mill it more often, and this card is just so good, not only because of this effect, but because of the fact that it lets you get into Kaleido, And when you summon Kaleido, even if they nib you, Kaleido will come back, sending the trap, and the trap will let you out halfness. So you will at least have the token, this, you bounce back the nib, and you have most likely at least 2 sets with halfness in hand, and most likely Snow Engraved. So even after nib, you still have some degree of control of the game, and that's pretty much why you want to have 3 of this, and 2 of this. Like, in my opinion, you just cannot cut those cards from the deck. You play 4 fields. This is always the best card in your hand. It's insane. This lets you place 3 interrupts, 3 Super Poly, 3 Imperm. I decided to play Imperm over Dark Ruler because this deals with Dweller. Not every time, if your opponent is smart, it will not deal with Dweller, but at least you have a chance of hitting it, and you have a chance of stopping the Tearlament turn, negating Kid Kalos depending on how they started their turn. Like, you can tell if their hand is weak. Like, if they activated field, search Rhino, normal Rhino right away, they have no extenders in their hand. Like, for sure they have no place. Or most of the time they won't, so you just negate Kid Kalos and their turn is over. And just these 3 cards. It's 42 in total in the main. For the extra, I use Elf, IP, Dark to go into Curious. I play Griffin and Cerberus. This guy's still busted. Chaos Ruler because of the combo. Dugares. This one breaks your hands. And lets you go into Curious in ways that you shouldn't be able to. It's just a really, really good card. And it also happened a lot that I just boost this guy and it's like 17k attack and just finishes the game right away. This is the best card in the format in my opinion. It's too broken. Like, this card doesn't make any sense. Even against Sprites, it doesn't let them have extenders from the grave, so that's a really good plus. You always make this blind. Mud Dragon, Drago, Darura, this, and 2 kids. I never summoned the second, but in testing it came up, so I'm happy that I played it. And in the side deck, this is the funniest thing ever. I played Nib and Gamma because of Dweller. I don't even care about the Tearlament engine. I only care about Dweller. I don't want to get Dweller. And I played Coldbite and Gamma because of Shifter. I don't care about Exorcist or Flunderies. I only care about not getting Shifter. I will put this in my deck going first. I don't care because I can bait it. Like, I can use the field to reveal Sharden, and then if they have the Shifter, I use it. If they don't, I just pitch this card or discard it with the danger. I don't even care because I can revive it with Elf. So, and I can special summon it with Teleport to get the Synchro. So it's never dead, even if you put it in going first. I decided to side card Destruction. This is always the best card in your hand besides Instant Fusion, but you cannot main it because it's of course dangerous in the mirror match. But against everything else, it's just insane. You resolve this, you go +4. Doesn't make any sense. Duster, Triple Twin, it's insane with Bigfoot, and Reboot, of course, for the Floodgates. Again, I don't care about Flunder or Eldritch cards. I just care about the Floodgates, and this because of the rules. It's pretty funny if you see I'm only citing for turn skips, Floodgates, and rules, but it's just how it is. Hopefully they change that. So yeah, it's pretty much that. Hope you guys like it.
All right, well, congratulations. You did a phenomenal job, and man, I dodged you all day at locals today, so that's a blessing because the deck is phenomenal. So hopefully see you do more in the future. All right?
Sure.